So hi, my name is Olive and I'll be presenting on aquatic ecosystems which comprises of ponds, streams, rivers, oceans and estuaries. So we'll see on the meaning of aquatic ecosystems, characteristics, types, structure and functions. So let's start with a meaning of an aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is an ecosystem formed by surrounding a body of water in contrast to land-based terrestrial ecosystems. Aquatic ecosystems contain communities of organisms that are dependent on each other and on their environment. So on the types of aquatic ecosystem, we have the main two types of aquatic ecosystems, which are marine ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem. Under marine ecosystems are the longest of Earth's aquatic ecosystem and exist in waters that have a high salt content. These ecosystems contrast of freshwater ecosystem which have a low salt content. Marine waters cover more than 70% of the surface of the earth and account for more than 97% Earth's water supply and 90% of the habitable space of Earth. Freshwater ecosystems are a subset of Earth's aquatic ecosystems. They include lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, springs, bogs, and wetlands. They can be constructed, contrasted, contrasted with marine ecosystems, which have a large salt content. Freshwater habitats can be classified by different factors, including temperature, light penetration, nutrients, and vegetation. There are three basic types of freshwater ecosystem: benthic, slow-moving water, including pools, ponds, and lakes; rhotic, faster-moving water, for example, streams and rivers; and wetlands, areas where the soil is saturated or inundated for a less part of the time. Freshwater ecosystems contain 71% of the world's non-fish species. Characteristics of the aquatic ecosystem, as I already said, that we have the types, characteristics, functions, structure, and many more. So the aquatic ecosystem, there are characteristics. There is biotic characteristic and there are biotic. Biotic are living components and abiotic are non-living components. Biotic characteristics, living components. The biotic characteristics are mainly determined by the organisms that occur. For example, wetland plants may produce dense canopies that cover large areas of sediment, or snails or geese may graze the vegetation. Living large marine plants, aquatic, aquatic environment have relatively low oxygen levels, forcing adaptation by the organisms found there. Biotic characteristics. Heterotrophic organisms. Heterotrophic organisms consume autotrophic organisms and use the organism compound in their bodies as energy source and as a raw material to create their own biomass. Eukaryotic organisms are salt tolerant and can survive in marine ecosystems. Stenoherring or salt intolerant species can only live in freshwater environment. Atrophic organisms. Atrophic organisms are producers that generate organism compounds from inorganic material. Algae use solar energy to generate biomass from carbon dioxide and are possibly the most functions biotic characteristic living component. Important autotrophic organism in an aquatic environment, the more shallow the water, the greater the biomass contribution from rooted and floating vascular plants. These two sources combine to produce the extraordinary production of wetland, as this eutrophic biomass is converted into fresh fish, birds, amphibians, and other aquatic species. Biotic characteristic. An ecosystem is comprised of biotic communities that are structured by biological interactions and abiotic environment factors. Some of the important abiotic environment factors of aquatic ecosystems include substrate type, water depth, nutrient level, temperature, salinity, and flow. The amount of dissolved oxygen in water body is frequently the key substance in determining the extent and kind of organic life in the water body. Fish need dissolved oxygen to survive. Through their tolerance to low oxygen varies among species. Some fish even resort to air growing. So the structure of aquatic system is like the way it's shown in the diagram below. Functions of aquatic ecosystems. The functions of aquatic ecosystem perform many important environmental functions, and here are some of the functions. They recycle nutrients. Actually, the nutrients are recycled when the nutrients here are recycled, used, and then they can be used again. Purify water. They purify the water to be pure. Alternate floods, rechange groundwater, and provide habitats for wildlife. So, as I said, let me go back to the structure of aquatic ecosystem. As shown in the structure, the structure actually shows the water body, which comprises of the aquatic ecosystems, those aquatic animals found in the water bodies. So this is how the structure of aquatic ecosystem is shown. That's how things are done in this structure of aquatic ecosystem. As we see, some of the microorganisms, they are shown, and then there's greens, diatoms, dinofungus, dissolved oxygen, that's O2, which is oxygen, dissolved inorganic matter, dissolved organic matter. Yeah, as we see it, there are some alloys that shows what's really happening in it. So the sunlight, yeah, as you can see it. So that's the structure of aquatic ecosystems. And we have already said about the functions of aquatic ecosystem, which are they recycle nutrients, purify water, and many more. So as I said, under biotic characteristics and abiotic, meaning that the difference is the other thing is living component and the other thing is non-living component. So that is actually about the component, actually characteristics of aquatic ecosystems. So this marks the end of the presentation on aquatic ecosystems, which shows Alexander David who helped in this enlightening about aquatic ecosystems. So yeah, this marks the end of it. Thank you for listening.